What's up, guys? It's Talia. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple of weeks, so I am back for another Flosstube update. I'm doing pretty good at keeping my promises. It just kind of all depends on my work schedule. This is, I believe this is going to be Flosstube 131, if I'm not mistaken. Today is first day of September 2020. And while a lot of people normally complain about how fast the year is going, I think we can't get past this year fast enough. Because I don't hear a lot of people complaining about, oh my God, I can't believe how fast the year's going. Because we're ready to get to 2021. We're over 2020. That's just it. And I have some whips to show you, obviously, or I wouldn't be here. I have a little Scotia haul, not much to get excited about, and that's going to be it. So we're going to try to see if we can keep this under 30 minutes. Think I can do it? We'll see. Today I am drinking it's a Keurig, like, hot chai latte that I poured over ice. Because I've already had a cup of coffee. I tried to only drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning right now. Sometimes it's a 2-cup kind of day, but for the most part, I try to stick to 1 cup of coffee, and then I'll drink something else. But for today, for right now, I'm having a iced chai latte. Ooh, I tried the vanilla chai latte iced at Dunkin' Donuts yesterday. Oh my God, it was so good. Like, I got a small, and I'm like, I should have gotten a large because this is so good. I've tried to patronize Dunkin' Donuts a little bit more. I don't normally go, like, I was never big on going to Starbucks like every day or anything like that. I might stop in every once in a while at Starbucks, but I never, like, went very often, like, just whenever I had the inkling that I wanted some Starbucks. And I've tried to go by Dunkin' Donuts a little bit more often. They seem to be a little bit cheaper than Starbucks. And their drinks are pretty comparable. Plus they have donuts. Win-win. So, like I said, I've tried to go by Dunkin' Donuts a little bit more often. They're on the same road as my work, but they're in, like, a different direction than I go to work. So if I want to go at Dunkin' Donuts before work, I have to leave at least 15 to 20 minutes early. And I did that yesterday. So good. I think that's probably what I will get most often going forward. But you're here for the stitching. You're not hearing me talk about Dunkin' Donuts. So, I did have a couple of new starts, but I did work on a couple of things that I said I was going to work on, for, like, that first week. Well, I worked on one thing that I said I was going to work on. And I was thinking it was on my Loughbro board. I don't even remember if it's on my Loughbro board. I don't even remember at this point. Because I looked at my Loughbro board and it's not on there. Anyway, I said I was going to work on it in my last update. And this is the Barson Loughbro by Plum Street. Get a little bit closer there. I'm trying to sit back a little bit further so I have more room to, like, show you all the things. I'm not going to insert a picture of where it was at last time because I can tell you. Because it's not a whole heap of lot. So this is where she sits at right now. Even though, if you notice I have a needle right there, that's because that's the point that I was at in the border, when I first picked this up and started working on it. So I've done this top half of this border right here, and I rounded that corner, and I started going that way. I did start this line right here. This line, these were already here. I did start this line right here, and I did that motif right there. So, not a whole heap, a lot of progress, but progress nonetheless. Going into September, I don't know if I'm going to keep this on the Q-snap, because it's not like I don't know where it's at. Because I'm kind of monogamously working on something else that I just recently started, and you'll see that in a little bit. So this is where she sits at right now. If you notice, yes, I do, one of the things that I do, and you'll see it today, is that I will, when I work on a project, I will go ahead and make sure to leave a strand out, so that the next time I pick it up, I can literally just put the needle back in. I'm going to take the needle out when I put it away, but I'm going to take the needle out. But when I pick this back up, all I got to do is needle, thread it onto the needle, and then Bob's your uncle, I can start working on it again. So you're going to probably see that in every single one of my whips today, because that's just what I do. I leave a strand of thread. We have a dog. Dog is looking for me. She's scared of everything. She's literally scared of everything. But yet, she doesn't like being left alone. Like, I keep hearing the tippy tap, like she's looking around. Like, I know she hears me, but she's looking for me. But yeah, you'll see that today. You'll notice that in all the projects that I'm going to show you, I'm sure. That every single one of them is going to still have a strand in the middle of a strand. So, that's just what I do, for the most part. So, this is on a solo die Zweigart 36 count, which I think is more of a 34 count, possibly. But that's just my thinking. So yeah. I really do want to hurry up and get this finished. It's a pretty design. I'm just, like, I want to get the top half done because there's more along the bottom half than there is on the top half. And I know that's going to take me even longer. So, that's where it's at right now. Actually, I am going to go ahead and take this off the Q-snap. No, I'll leave it on for now. I might decide to work on it today. So, I'm going to sit right there. The next thing that I worked on, I know I said in my last update that I wanted to, what just fell? I know I said in my last update that I felt like pulling out the Historic Countries Mystery Sal. However, after some conversations and some things that I went and did with my mom, I feel like her time on this earth is going to be a little more limited. Her mind just seems to be going, and judging from experience with my grandmother and also Annie's dad, that memory loss, that dementia, Alzheimer's, that's not fun to deal with. And I feel like it's going to come to that point. So I'm trying to get things done that I want to do for her while she still has the mental wherewithal to appreciate it. Sorry, there's something over here. So that while she still knows enough to appreciate it. So instead of the historic countries, I pulled out, oops, if I could show you. I pulled out the Dove of Peace by Design Works. And this isn't on my whip go. This is, my goal on this one was 2,020 stitches this year. I've tried to keep track. I haven't counted up yet how many stitches I've done on this one, but it's not a lot. So it'll be nothing for me to show you. For me to go back and count. So this is where it's at right now. Right off the bat, you're probably not going to notice a lot of difference until you see there's some whites that's been done. That's all. That's all I've done. I would say that's probably maybe 30 or 40 stitches right off the bat. I haven't counted it yet, but you can see it. I'm trying to turn it so that the light might catch. But anyway, it's some white coming down here, and then there's a big block of white right there. That's all I've done on this. Just because my mind was elsewhere when I was thinking I was going to work on this. Didn't happen. So, yeah. And this is on the 14 count oatmeal Aida that it came with. And I'm just using the kit floss. So, that's it. My thinking on this one, this reason why the dove his head is so far in his corner, my thinking was I wanted to try to work on getting up into this wing right here, so that's why, if anybody cares. So, worked on that a teeny tiny bit. I could go ahead and show you a finish before I get into the haul / new starts. So I don't know if anybody remembers this. I don't even know if I even showed it last year, but I did finish this little piece right here. I stitched this for a coworker, and I did start it last year for her because I had done something for another coworker, and she saw it, and she's like, I want something. So I initially tried to say, I don't like stitching for other people. I really don't. I don't like stitching because somebody wants me to stitch something. This is so small. But I had started this last year for her, and at that time I had only gotten that like reddish brown, the main color of the fox. I had only gotten that done. And then I procrastinated. And then I left the job for about 8 or 9 months to go back to a job that I had before. And thinking I was going to be there for a while, I put it away, and I actually came this close to throwing it away because I didn't think I was going to finish it since I wasn't at that job anymore. But I'm glad I didn't throw it away. So the other day, on Sunday, on my day off, I finished it. So did the tan and these green. There's actually 2 colors of green in there. Could get a little bit closer, huh? So finished that. This is just a little freebie that I found on, I did a search for like free animal cross stitch patterns or something like that, and this came up. This is from like a teen magazine style website called Total Girl, and I think it's an Australian site. Just if you go to that website, I will try to link it below, but if you go to that website, in the search bar on the homepage, just type in cross stitch, and it should come up, because they literally only have the one article with the the little free cross stitch pattern that you can do. That's all it is. And they don't give you specific colors to use. They just, you know, the pattern is, sorry, the pattern is colored, so you kind of go off of those colors in the pattern to pick out the colors that you use. So and if you really want to know what colors I use, just hit me up down below and I will let you know. So I apologize for the wrinkles. I'm going to go today, before work. I'm going to leave a little bit early, and I'm going to run by Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to see if I can find like a little small frame for this, because I asked her, I'm like, you want it in like in a hoop, like if I were to do like a hoop finish. I said, do you want it in a hoop, or do you want it like in a frame? She's like, I want it in a frame. So I get to find a frame small enough for this. And that might be 4x4 or something like that. So it's not bad. I think I can find one. So, and that is just on a 16 count, like ice blue Aida. So nothing super duper intricate or anything like that. So I just thought it was cute. And I'm very picky when it comes to patterns. So finish that. I get to frame that up for her now. And maybe next update I'll show you what I found, and I will show you the final FFO. That was only worth like $2 in Stitch from Stash, so I'm probably still gonna be in the red. Yeah, I actually still am in the red because it's September now. I'm actually kind of still in the red for September, for August. And even with the adding in the $20 for September, I'm still kind of in the red right now. So I need to get some finishes, or I need to stop spending. So the next couple of things are going to be haul / new starts. So because I bought 3 patterns from Etsy. I started 2 of them. The third one I will show you in the haul section. So I got, and I didn't get pictures of either of these. Well, I mean, I don't have like a cover sheet or anything to show you. The first one, I'm gonna warn you, there is some colorful language in this, so I'm not gonna hold it up very often. I'm not very often. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna insert a picture, whichever side that's on. I'm gonna insert a picture here, and I'm going to kind of do a little editing because it's got some colorful language in it, and that's what I bought. Luckily, I haven't finished the first colorful word yet, so I did start that one because I'm just over 2020. There were other patterns that had a little less colorful language in it, but I'm like, that's not how I feel. I'm completely over 2020. So this is where I'm at. I got most of the first word done. I'm gonna leave this out. I may work on it sporadically, because I kind of want to finish this before the end of this year, because it's a 2020 review, and I want to express my displeasure with 2020. So, this is probably gonna be one of those things where even if I finish it, it'll probably stay in my pile of finishes, or bag of finishes, until little one gets a little older, and then I might frame it. We'll see. Or I might put it in a little bit more private spot, like in our bedroom or something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I just wanted to stitch it. And that's how I am with a lot of things. Like, a lot of things I don't necessarily want to frame it and display it or anything like that. I just want to stitch it. So, but this is just on a 32 count even weave with black thread. The pattern is actually charted 100% in black, but I do want to do the stars in yellow. And I don't want to give it a full 1 star. I want to give it a half star. So I only need a little bit of yellow. I just got to find the right yellow. Not like super duper bright, but kind of a little bit on the more gold yellow side. I don't know. So that's what I got with that one. Like I said, that was just a 32 count white even weave. Just your basic general white fabric. And the last thing that I bought and I started, I am going to try to work on this monogamously. So far, I've been working on it monogamously for the last week. I've worked on it pretty much every day, even if it's for 30 minutes in the morning or 30 minutes or an hour in the evenings. I have tried to work on it every day. And so far, I'm doing pretty good. I do want to get this finished. I want to get it 95% finished or 98% finished, whatever the case may be, before I have little baby cat hair. I would like to try to get that finished. And there's a story. There's a story. I'm going to show this pattern to you here in a second. You're going to think, oh, that's so inspirational. It's so pretty. You know, that's wonderful that you would stitch her such an inspirational quote. Thing is, this quote is not going to be, it's not, in my mind, it's not meant to be merely inspirational. It's meant to be factual. Because I have been looking for months for a birth announcement that I liked. I didn't want cutesy. I want something pretty, but not super overly involved. Something I could stitch up fairly quickly. And I could never find anything that I really, really wanted to stitch. I found a couple of cute things. There was one that was like a unicorn, and he's looking over a wall or something, and not a wall, but like he's just kind of looking over, and then you put the baby's information down at the bottom. That was the one I was leaning towards, but I wasn't ready to like pull the trigger on it yet because I was still looking. And then Jessie Marie, in her last update, she was saying that she was going to start memorabilia for like a birth project for little baby, that stuff. So I'm like, I hadn't thought of that. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think about starting a memorabilia as a tribute to, you know, the upcoming baby? And I was going to. I was really going to. And I looked through my memorabilia. I only have a few, but I looked through my memorabilia. Why can't I talk today? Why can't I talk today? I looked through my memorabilia, and I was initially thinking that I was going to do Fairy Moon. But then I saw and remembered that I had Guardian Angel, which is an older pattern. And I'm like, that's perfect. But then while I was trying to figure out what fabric to do it on, because I don't think I have the right fabric that I would want to do it on, while I was humming and hawing over fabric, I was I was sitting on the couch one day. This is the story of how this birth announcement came about. I was just sitting there, and I noticed that the baby is kicking, and she kicks me hard. And I'm already like, what, 6.5 months? Something like that. And she kicks a lot. She kicks often, or she moves around often. And so in my mind, I had this particular quote that I'm like, that's got to be it. That I can't think of doing anything else other than something with that quote on it. So I went to Etsy and looked around, and I found this. So she's little, but she's fierce. She's small and mighty. So I bet you want to see what my whip looks like. So this is how far I've gotten on it in the past week. Rainbow, Grime Guard, Mermaid, Needle Minder. This is how far I've gotten. And let me bring it in closer. You can see this is a opalescent fabric. This is 16 count. And this is Crystal Heartland by Picture This Plus. And I think this was one of the Picture This Plus fabrics that I did receive when I was signed up for the monthly fabric from Needlecraft Corner like early this year. So this was one of the pieces that I had received then. So this is not black. I don't know if it's coming across black, but it's a dark bluish gray. I think the color is 413, I think. Don't hold me to it. I think the color is 413. I didn't bring my pattern in here with me. So, this is what I'm working on. This is going to be my baby announcement. I want to at least get all of that done. There's flowers in the corners. And then the baby's information goes down here. I want to at least get all the rest of it done. And then that way, when she's born, I will have it all done by the time she's born. And then all I'll have to do is go back and put in her name and birthday. And I think the weight is in there too. So that's my baby project. And I'm probably still going to keep working on this one fairly monogamously, as much as possible, going forward in the next couple of months, or at least until it's finished. So sorry for the long story on how that came about. Yes, that quote may seem inspirational, and it may be inspirational to her going, when she gets older. But to me, it's more factual than inspirational. And I'm going to tell her. It's not like I'm going to keep it a secret from her. I'm going to tell her I picked that baby announcement. I stitched that for you because you were small. When I was pregnant with you, you were small, but you were mighty. So, that's that. And then, I guess that'll go ahead and bring us into haul. In which case, I will go ahead and show you the third pattern that I got from Etsy that day. Here. And I don't know if I'm going to start that one this year. I kind of want to. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, it can wait. Those other two, I just had to start them. I had to go ahead and start them. So I got that. And I will put the links to these Etsy stores down below. The Christmas tree one that I just showed you, and then I can't remember which ones came from which store. The Christmas tree one and then the 2020 review one both came from the same store. the Little Bit Fierce one, it came from a different store. So I will link those two down below. And then the rest of my haul is kind of boring. I told you in my last update that I had went ahead and renewed my Just Cross Stitch subscription. Even though last year, I think, or earlier this year, I was talking about just letting it run out. I couldn't do that. I had to at least go ahead and keep going on it. So I got the October issue of Just Cross Stitch. I do like this pattern on the front cover. It's pretty much the only pattern in this issue that I do like enough to maybe possibly stitch it one day. But I mean, there's other cute ones in here. I'll give you a quick peek at what's in here. I'm gonna hold this up real close so you can kind of see these. Kind of like that one too, that little ornament one right there. And they're continuing their monthly flower series. So that's what's in this issue. Like I said, not a lot in this issue that I like. It will get added to the collection. And then the last thing I have to show, I had gotten some fabrics, some basic fabrics from a Facebook page that I bought from before, and you've seen me show fabrics from this seller before. I think the last time was when I had bought that big box of fabric for like, I think it was like $35 or $45 for that big shipping box full of fabric. Anyway, it's a Facebook page called Ritarene's Fabric and Supplies. I will link her Facebook page down below. Go check her out. She usually doesn't keep a lot in stock at one time, but she always has stuff for sale. A lot of it's Ada, so if you're an Ada gangster like me, represent. She can have some really good sales on her Ada. And case in point, a couple weeks ago, she had a sale where she was selling, it's full yards, but they're 30-inch wide fabric at 30 by 36. So, where she was selling full yards of fabric for $4 a piece. Plus whatever the shipping was. So, I got a few pieces of fabric. I ordered 2, but then she threw in a little extra. She usually throws in something a little extra. So the first piece I got was this 18 count oatmeal-y fabric. And they're pretty big. They're 30 by 30. This is only half of the, yeah, they're pretty big. Good enough to do a couple of patterns on at least. So I got that. And then I also got this 16 count dove gray Ada. Not much to show. Another equally sized piece than the other one. So 16 count dove gray. And then just for good measure, she threw in a piece of navy blue. It looks to be, I'm looking at the size. It looks to be possibly 16 count. Maybe 16 count. But this one is just like a little eighth size. Nothing big. So she threw that in for free. I think she said she's been an eBay seller for a while. But she also has this Facebook page where she does a lot of her Adas out of. And she always has Ada, seems like. But every once in a while she'll have a good sale. Or like a special deal. Every once in a while she'll have other cross-stitchy things. like a stash unloading type of thing, where she'll find things, but then she'll sell them. Anyway, go check her out. Definitely a good place to get some cheap fabrics. And yeah, those will go in my stash. I'm sure I will use that from something. I almost used this 18 count Aida for the birth sampler, because I wanted it on something kind of a light tan, old vintagey looking, and then I go with a sparkly fabric. So, but that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I'm just a little over 30 minutes, so I didn't do too bad. I haven't forgotten about the giveaway. I know I told you guys that I would probably have giveaway announcements this next update, but I haven't had a chance to go to my LNS, because I want to go to my LNS and get a couple of things from them before I officially finish getting everything together. And I haven't had a chance to do that because I haven't had a day off to be able to go. Because if I'm here, work is here, my LNS is over here, and they're like a good distance away. So my LNS is like 30-40 minutes away from where I live, and where I work takes me 25 minutes to drive there from home in the other direction. So and I think they close at 4 during the week. So, and I'm not good at getting up and getting out early anywhere. So I'm trying to wait to see if I have a day off during the week, because the last day off I had was on a Sunday, and they're not open on Sundays. So hopefully I'll have some, it's not going to be this week, but hopefully maybe I'll have some time off next week, one day next week, and be able to go up there and pick out a couple of things for you guys. I haven't forgot. I have not forgotten. But it's coming, I promise. I know last year I kind of flaked. I know I said I was going to do a big giveaway, but I didn't. But I have not forgotten. I am still going to do that. So hopefully, like I said, next week I will have some time to go up there and pick out a couple of things. So, but that's it for me today, guys. I know I've rambled on an extra 5 minutes. But that's it for me. Upcoming plans, I think I'm definitely going to keep working on Little But Fierce. Anything else that I decide to work on, that's completely up in the air. I may try to put in a few more stitches on the 2020 review. But we'll see, wherever my mind and my stitchy bug takes me. So I guess that's gonna do it. And until I see you guys again next time, be good.